driver here. A little bit grainy, looks like. It's a little bit kind of dark still. The sun's basically coming up, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but I have my Lyft 1K jacket on. I got it just as I was about to leave to drive today. So anyway, I'm headed home. It's Sunday morning, about 6:51. I really honestly didn't intend to stay out this early, I guess you could say. I started about 6 last night, I guess it was. So anyway, just wanted to give a wrap up. Tonight, last night I guess now, was pretty crazy. It's one of the craziest weekend nights that I've had in a while. I made really good money both nights in a row. Some people were saying it was dead, but it really wasn't dead for me. It was a little bit slow at times, and I didn't have a lot of extra long rides tonight, which usually cuts into my pay a little bit. But I had some cool XL rides. I finally completed my first Uber Quest, which was a 35 rides completed by Monday at midnight, which would be tonight at midnight. And I completed it earlier in the night because I had 20 rides yesterday for Uber, and then I had more than that, not more than that, but enough to get me to the 35 threshold, which is an extra $44. So that's not too shabby. I mean, to me it's not as good as some of the Lyft stuff, but it's the first quest I've ever gotten that I actually, completed. So I know some other people in my group locally. I think one guy got 55 rides for $63 or something like that. 55 rides is a lot harder to do. I would have to work today, like all day. But if you guys are driving in Nashville, today's probably a good day to get out and drive at the airport. The reason I say that is because Vanderbilt students start tomorrow, Monday. It's their first day back to the new spring semester. And I already had one group that came in earlier. I was actually on Donaldson Pike. I had just dropped a lady off, not at the airport, but I just dropped a woman off from Germantown out to Donaldson Pike area, and I got an airport request. Normally you have to be in the queue to get those, but I guess I was one of the only plus rides available, so I wasn't in the queue but got a airport run. So it was a Lyft Plus. Picked it up. It was actually 3 Chinese students that were coming back, and they did. I'm glad they ordered a Plus because they wouldn't have been able to fit their luggage otherwise. There was like 3 big suitcases and 2 or 3 smaller suitcases. The entire back where I have my third row was pretty full, but luckily it was only 3 of them, so 1 sat up front and 2 in the back seat in the middle row. So that was a nice little ride. They gave me like a $2 tip on top of that. It was a good $20-something ride to pretty much end the night with. I ended up actually I put my destination filter on just a little bit earlier and got a scheduled ride on the way back. Scheduled rides have been working quite well for me. I had one earlier tonight that was up north of town that went to the airport. And sometimes I guess people pick them up and then they don't come to get them, I guess. And that's what happened in this situation. It was right off of 40, right over in some apartments right off of 70 and 70S and Old Hickory. Those apartments there going to a Sam's Club, which was right by the interstate. Right off the interstate. So dropped her off, and now I am on 40, and I'm getting closer to my exit, pretty close. So I did a lot of rides. So the reason I say it was weird tonight, I had a VIP ride that may end up giving me a 1 star. This guy was a total jerk. He had kind of a lower rating, and I can see why. He's a VIP. I picked him and a lady up at Menages, if you know what that is. It's a swingers club in Nashville. He didn't really say much the whole ride, but I had looked at the address a little bit wrong and thought that he was at this other apartment complex on Church, but he was a little bit closer than that. And as I approached the thing, he basically yelled at me, told me, stop, god damn it, or something like that, and cussed at me. And I turned around and looked at him like he had 3 fucking heads, because I don't like people yelling at me like that. I'm sure that he probably got a look that, and I said, and this may give me a 1-star rating. I rated him 1 star because he's a dickhead, and he deserved it. I very rarely rate people less than a 5, but he deserved it because he was an asshole. I mean, I went like 20 feet past his freaking exit. God forbid that happens. And I turned around and looked at him. I said, look, you don't have to be a dick about it. Because, I mean, he could have just said, you know, you went a little bit past it. But instead, he was like, slow down, stop. And just started, like, freaking out, basically. And I was like, what the fuck, you know? Really? Sorry for the language. It just really irritated the crap out of me. This guy was just a total jerk. I rarely get very, very many people that are jerks, but this guy was, it seemed like one of those. He was an older guy, VIP, lived downtown on Church Street, so you know he probably makes a whole lot of money. So he just seems like one of those, I don't know, guys that are in charge that feel like they can berate drivers or whatever, but whatever. I have a 4.96. Maybe it'll drop, maybe it won't. We'll see. But I rated him a 1 as well, and put attitude for the reason, because he really did have a bad freaking attitude. And I mean, you know, people make mistakes occasionally. Like I said, I think it was 5:05 and it was 5:55, and I thought it said 5:05. So I was looking at the GPS a little bit, but like I said, I only went like less than half a block past his door, and he starts screaming at me and yelling at me to stop. And I'm like, dude, what the hell? You know, like, why you gotta be a dick about it? You know, I mean, why can't you just say, hey man, look, sorry, you went past my where I'm supposed to be let off. Just be nice about it, for God's sake. These people are driving you home from your freaking swingers club. The least you can do is show a little bit of gratitude for somebody who's out driving for you. But anyway, so that was late in the night. Earlier in the night, I ended up making a decent amount of cash because of tips, basically cash tips, on a Lyft ride, because I picked up at the Lipstick Lounge in East Nashville 2 ladies, and the owner of the account was talking to somebody on the phone, and she was not sure if she had locked herself out of her house or not. And we got there, and she had indeed locked herself out of her house and did not have her keys. So, and this is where people are going to say, what in the hell did you do? Sorry, I hate the freaking Uber app. It gets jealous. Do you want to go offline when you or not have that on the main screen? Anyway, so we get to her house. She can't get in, so she gets on the phone, starts calling people, and she ends up calling an ex-girlfriend of hers, and who has a key. So she's like, can you take me over to this place, which is maybe a mile away, and then we can go get the key, and then you can take me back here, and we can get inside, because the other lady that was with her, her keys to her car and her wallet and stuff were inside the account holder's house. So she couldn't even get home, and they couldn't go, and it's cold. It was cold, really, really cold last night. It's going to warm up a little today, but it was in the teens last night. I didn't want to leave 2 ladies stranded by their house, locked out of the house. So we get to the other place, and the account holder goes up to the door and goes inside. Meanwhile, the other lady's sitting out here, and then she's in there for like 10-15 minutes, and we're like, what is she doing in there? Well, she eventually calls the lady that's still with me in the car, and she's crying and says, someone threw the key in the backyard, which apparently she threw it like into these bushes like behind there that were like thorny and stuff, and it was almost pitch black dark. I mean, there was a don't know if you guys are experiencing some cutting in and out here. But anyway, I helped them look around. Why does this keep disconnecting? Good Lord. So I helped them look around for the keys and stuff, and we never did find them. So we decided to go back to her house, and in the meantime, she's calling a locksmith to come and get them in the house. So she calls the locksmith. He said they'll be there in like 25 to 30 minutes. But in the meantime, her another ex-girlfriend, I guess, who is now living with her as a roommate, I guess, is calling her incessantly and ends up dropping the call for the locksmith. So we sit there for like 30 minutes and the locksmith never comes. And luckily this ex-girlfriend shows up in another Lyft, it looks like, and she's able to use a Kroger gift card to pop the lock on the door and get in. So they canceled it. But that whole debacle took me an hour. Which, of course, as we all know, you only get paid 9 cents a minute, roughly. I think it's 9 cents a minute for Lyft. For time, not even wait time, just time, because the entire trip was maybe 5 or 6 miles, I don't know, total. The end total that I received for the ride was $8.92. So that wasn't much. However, the lady who was in the car with me was feeling really bad that I was, A, I was not getting paid much. B, I was missing out on other rides that I could have been taking. And actually, I was afraid that this was going to make me miss that quest that I was talking about. This was a Lyft ride, so it didn't account towards my quest at all. And I'm out there missing Uber rides left and right, probably. So she actually gave me two $20 bills. She gave me $40, so I make $48.92. I know a lot of people probably wouldn't have done that. They probably would have ended the ride and said, "I'm sorry, you're just going to have to deal with it or call somebody else or whatever." But I just can't do that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm too soft-hearted or something. Who knows? But so that was crazy. That was really crazy. And then there was a lot of people that were just weird tonight. Just odd. There was the one girl that I picked up towards the end of the night, the one that I took out towards Donaldson, that I ended up getting a Lyft Plus airport run while I was on Donaldson Pike instead of in the rideshare lot. And she was in Germantown, and when I pulled up, I'm like, there's nobody out here. So I texted and said, "Hey, are you at these lofts?" And didn't get a response. And then I called, and it went straight to voicemail. So I'm like, okay. So I sit around. It comes time for the no-show. And honestly, I just didn't really want to do a no-show because it was an XL ride. It actually ended up only being one girl. I think she accidentally chose XL. It's been happening a lot lately, by the way. I've been getting tons of XL rides for like 1 or 2 people, which is just crazy. I think something's happening with the app where it comes up XL first. But anyway, so I sit there for a little bit longer. I'm looking around, see if anybody's coming out of any of these doors. And I finally, I called again. Well, she texted first. She said, "Hey, I'm on my way." And I said, "Okay, I'll wait for you." And then she's like, I didn't see anybody. So I called her again, and finally she answers. And I said, "Are you on Hume?" which is where this was. I said, I'm in between Hume and I can't remember the cross street, but I'm near Roselle Parks and Hume. So I said, "Are you in these lofts?" And she said, yeah, I'll come outside. And finally I see her, and she comes outside, and she is like blasted drunk or something. But she was nice, and I took her out, like I said, from Germantown all the way out to Donaldson. It ended up being a $20-something ride. I'm not really, like I said, I'm sure she didn't intend to spend that much on a ride. An X ride would have been a heck of a lot cheaper than that. But she sat up in the front seat here. What is it with people with gum? That is bizarre. Anyway, so there's like some kind of weird stuff going on with like some gum or something on my seats. I'm gonna have to find a way to get that off. Anyway, what the hell? I don't know how it got to the front seat now. It's bizarre. Anyway, I'm going to have to find a way to clean that off. Anyway, guys, that was it. It was a crazy, weird night. I can't remember how many total rides I ended up with, but it was probably in the 20s at least. And I am getting close to being home. I am just now crossing the Hickman County, Dixon County line, now in Hickman County. So I am close to being home, and I am exhausted. So I hope you guys had a good weekend, a good lucrative weekend. I think part of the craziness, honestly, sorry to digress again, but the Tennessee Titans won over the Kansas City Chiefs in a playoff game this afternoon, and it was a come-from-behind victory that was apparently weird. I didn't watch it. I don't really keep up with football, but that may have been a reason that people were kind of going weird and celebrating a lot. But anyway, I hope you guys had a lucrative weekend, had a busy weekend. I know a lot of the drivers here said it was not busy, but it was not busy on Lyft for me until today. But anyway, I will do my regular installment of Money Monday on Monday, hopefully. I'll try to do it on Monday. We'll see. If not, I may have to just change the name and change it to a different day or something. Who knows? But anyway, I did really well. Thursday sucked, but Friday and Saturday was good. So I'll detail that on my Money Monday video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I know this is a long 17-minute video, but I'd like to think that some people got some information out of it that they could use. I'll talk a little bit more about the Nashville area in some other videos coming up. But like I said, 1K jacket, sweet, finally got it, and had a really good weekend, got a Quest and all that. So I'm going to get off of here because I'm going to go hit the hay and pass out and sleep most of the day, I guess. I'm not going to drive today or tonight, so hope you guys have a great day. If you're out driving, please be safe. And like I said, if you want to drive for Lyft, the bonus in Nashville is now up to $850. Over 120 rides, I think it is, and you get $6 and some change per ride. And I would also get that as well if you use my referral code, which is listed below in the description. I promote Lyft more than Uber just because with Lyft you at least get something. With Uber you really don't get much if you exceed their guarantee, which you most likely are going to do. So anyway, I'm going to get off of here. Hope you guys have. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, guys, be safe out there. And I hope you are quite lucrative in your Uber and Lyft or whatever other type of ride share or I guess on-demand industry that you're in. So peace out, guys. Have a good one.